Again, kudos to our imagery and aerial teams for giving us these beautiful views of history in the making. Set amid a gorgeous, soon-to-be sunset here.
Look at that.
In the Pacific
Wow.
Ocean.
The USS John P. Murtha.
Second helicopter. Making its approach of the flight deck. Plenty of people here on the bow with their cell phones out, filming this moment.
Wow.
Some impressive flying here by the Navy as we are seconds away from wheels down. And there you go. We now have all 4 Artemis II crew members on the USS John P. Murtha. I'm sure they're happy to be out of the water and on this recovery ship with, again, 550 people on board, ready to welcome them home. But first, as we've been saying throughout the broadcast, just making sure the crew feel good. We reported that they were feeling good when they were in Orion, but those were just initial, quick, verbal assessments of how they're feeling. Their destination tonight, the medical bay here on the ship, right after we power down the helicopters here.
I think they may be in the one on the right.
The team on the flight deck, working quickly but methodically. Waiting for just one more helicopter to touch down.
Yeah.
Very limited personnel here on the flight deck.
Restricted maneuver doctrine is in effect.
As that third helicopter touches down.
The ship is at flight quarters. Stand clear of weather decks, AVO frame 095, or no cover stop side, thrown articles over the side, hold all trash and garbage on station. Flight quarters.
While just a few folks on the flight deck itself, there are plenty more on some upper decks. I see in some of our views a very packed crowd overhead. Announcements being made over the ship's loudspeaker system, reminding folks to stay clear of operational areas like the flight deck, so that teams can work quickly to get the crew off of the helicopters and into the medical bay. Splashdown today, 5:06 p.m. Pacific time. We are within 2 hours of that splashdown time, and already we have all 4 crew members on the flight deck of the USS John P. Murtha. Again, crew waiting before getting out for the helicopters to completely shut down. Safety, of course, very important to NASA and the U.S. military. So we'll wait just a couple of minutes here before we start seeing crew members walk off the helicopters one by one.
All right. As one of our viewers said, the engines are off. So hang on a moment here. We're going to see the astronauts come out soon. By the way, thanks so much to Lobster Bobster and Kaz Michelle and Raiderette Simpson. Thank you, Raiderette Simpson. Also, TE88 PFCR for the memberships. Thank you. Thanks also, Martin Ging. Thank you, Ramen in my tum tum. Oh, there we go. Look, we got.
All right, and now here we see pilot Victor Glover.
There he is. There's Victor Glover.
And mission specialist Christina Cook. Sitting on the edge.
Thank you all for two
I guess she's there.
One of the helicopters looking in great spirits. That familiar smile and laugh from Victor, I can see it from here. Christina, I'm sure, feeling the same way. Just blocked a little bit by our camera here, but we'll see her here shortly. A photographer taking their pictures. Victor saluting folks on the flight deck. They look like they're in great spirits. Happy to be home, I'm sure. If you're sitting at home, I hope you too are wondering, what would you want to ask them? If you got a chance to talk to them, because that is what I'm thinking of.
I guess she's going to talk to
Getting the opportunity to talk to or ask questions of these 4 astronauts who just made history as the first crew to return to the moon since 1972.
Thanks, Marcus, Plane Spotting Germany. Appreciate it. Wolfie Live. Thank you, Wolfie Live.
Oh,
Pete.
There we see Christina there, also smiling. Finally peering out, waving at the cameras. Hello to you too, Christina, yes. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome home. A loudspeaker announcement on the ship saying, welcome home, integrity.
Thanks to our viewer, Pete the Pot Pusher and Kazzy Michelle, or Kaz Michelle.
I can't see who he's talking to, but I kind of think that he might be talking to his other 2 crew members. Shouting from across the flight deck, congratulations to one another.
Thanks also Oxytropis, The Nugget Doctrine, Tech Slug, Froggenbloston, Asp Axe.
And so now
on
we
Twitch.
see some Navy personnel walking up to the helicopter. This is again the first helicopter carrying pilot Victor Glover and mission specialist Christina Cook. Both have taken off their helmets now.
Thanks also Wayne from D6, Table 10s, CC, thank you.
Some pictures, video to catalog this historic moment. A beautiful sunset just behind them here in the Pacific Ocean. Golden hour. These pictures will be beautiful. Now we see NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman. He is on the flight deck, as well as Flight Surgeon Rick Schuring walking over to Victor and Christina first. We saw the administrator walk over to the other helicopter, which is carrying Commander Reed Weissman and Mission Specialist Jeremy Hansen. We heard from Rick earlier in the broadcast. Again, he said he's going to be out there on the flight deck to do another initial assessment of the crew, ask them how they're feeling, anything bothering them. But again, from what I'm seeing, they look like they're in great spirits and feeling pretty good for folks who just traveled 695,000 miles from Florida to the moon and now here to the Pacific Ocean.
I'm going to say I'm live on Kick as well.
We're now seeing NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman walking across the flight deck. He had been talking to Reed and Jeremy, now approaching Victor and Christina. A hug from Victor? A hug from Christina?
I think maybe they're going to get it. They're going to interview the astronauts
together
in a second. That's what it seems like. That's what I'm waiting for. Sounds like they'll interview
congratulatory
them.
Words. You know, we got to speak to the administrator live on this broadcast as well, and he said the kid in him right now, giddy, absolutely giddy at what we were able to accomplish today. Returning them home safely and in good spirits after a 10-day mission around the moon. And here we go. We're seeing Jeremy walking, waving across the flight deck, now on his way to the medical bay.
Oh, maybe it won't be soon. I don't think they'll interview them right now. Maybe later.
It's a short walk, less than a minute. Again, that's why the recovery team decided to use helicopters to get them on the flight deck for that short walk to medical bay.
Wyatt says no interviews
and now on the
until
flight deck,
med
we
checks.
see the chief of the astronaut office, Scott Tingle. Rick Schuring switching places. He's going over to the other helicopter. Big hugs from Victor, Christina, Scott. Again, a gorgeous sunset setting the stage for this recovery tonight. All right, and now here we are, Christina, making her way, looking thankful, grateful, happy to be home.
Cool.
You can see she's looking up again. Lots of people, just a few levels up off the flight deck. Welcoming her home. Scott holding the door like a gentleman, but back on his way to the other crew still on the flight deck.
It's too bad they don't have any kind of close-ups. I mean, this camera's pretty far away. Doesn't really zoom in much, you know. We haven't seen any kind of close-up of them at all. Not when they were getting off the ship or anything.
Victor Glover and Reed Weissman.
People thinks it's odd that they don't. I actually do think it's odd that they don't. I think it's a good thing for NASA that they do. It's good publicity for NASA to have for people to be able to see them, you know.